want to break up the hair. This technique we call shattering. What happens, we're going to pick up the hair, we're going to pinch it, whether we twist it, and follow through. The scissor is open, so it's ready in position to actually receive the hair. So we're going to pick it up and just follow through and close the shear as it hits. This form, it's disconnected layering in a sense, but you're using texture as the whole technique. And you're picking up, boom, and just follow through, follow through. And the follow through is what gives it that shattered or broken up effect of that disconnected layering technique. What happens now is we're just going to work our way through. So now we're going to use degrees and elevation. So depending on what we want this cut to appear like, we're going to use the shape of the head. That shape has the oval shape and the curves and the contour. Well, now what happens is if we pull it using different degrees and elevation with our Intext shears, you're going to achieve a different look. The hair is going to move and it's going to lift at different levels on the head. Once again, just follow through. This is torn. We want to get chunky. We want to just start breaking everything up. And it's just a follow through. The channeling, it's pretty straightforward. What happens is normally with traditional shears, you're not going to place it right on the scalp. With our shear, we have the rounded tips. It's designed to actually sit right on the scalp. We can take the shear, and now we can just open and close and just work our way through. That would be channeling. Now, if you want the layers to melt through, what's going to happen is we're going to place it flat face, and we can start wherever we want. We're going to pinch it and just follow through, opening and closing the shear. And just follow all the way through, depending on the design. So what happens is now, the look that we're trying to achieve, it allows us to go in and start digging deep inside hair. Whether we're going to now utilize flat face, which is just place the scissor where you want your shortest length to begin. Now, if you just apply it on the top, and I just continually do the top perimeter, what's going to happen is, yes, it's going to melt away, but you're going to create a bevel. The hair's going to just lift because it's cutting out that shape. But what happens is, if you want to get inside and separate it, you have to separate the hair. So now you can use flat facing and start separating everything, and you're going to pick up, separating, whether you want your length here or you want it further down, and just work through. You can combine it then with channeling. Well, now you can take these two techniques and go through in an upward motion. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take flat face, and we're just going to pull it, and we're going to lift it and following through. The end result and the look of the cut is pretty much up to us as a stylist. But now what happens is the tool's design, once again, it's in a scissor, so it's comfortable and easy to use. You're going to pick it up. I have it flat. As you can see, now I'm going to just start closing, open and close. That's the secret to the shear. And you have to be gentle. The more pressure that you apply on the hair, the shear, it's definitely going to cut. So the harder and the pressure that's placed on that scissor is going to cut more hair. So you have to really be gentle. If you want more hair to come out, you would really dig and apply a lot of tension there. And as you can see, we're pretty much, this is all that we've cut. And what happens is, this is going to give us the effect of cutting with a razor, but with saving the integrity of the hair, without having the hair thin and frail at the ends. It's going to still have a form of healthiness, and you're not going to see the flyaway ends that the razors usually do. What we want to do with this cut right now is we're just going to start softening this back area. And in order for us to do this, all we're going to do is we're going to lift the hair up. If you want to section it, you can section it. I just go right in. It's contouring. We're starting to sculpt, and I'm going in an upward motion. And if we want that here to just break away this way, you're going to channel and work your way up. And just follow through. Now, as you can see, I'm only working with, we consider the perimeter A1, so I'm only going into A1, and I'm adding very slight texture. I'm creating many different lengths. I'm lifting, and I'm letting the hair just drop into the shear. As the hair falls into the shear, I'm going to open and close and just work my way through. If I feel a little bit of pull, what I'm going to do is the shear is designed to cut. You're just going to open and then close and just follow through, and the hair will be cut. So you will not pull anyone's hair. So now we want to start separating it right over the mastroid process. So we're going to go inside and we're going to start channeling, and we're just staying there for a little bit until we see the hair separate. Starting to break. So now I'm going to splice it. What splicing is we're going in two directions. We're going to start out going forward, and then we're going to go back. So it starts V'ing out and adding texture down underneath, but it's starting to separate the hair. The key areas for that technique would be right behind the ear, or even on top or in front of the ear. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to splice. I'm picking and pinching the hair, and I'm just following, channeling. I'm going to flat face, and I'm also going to go back. So that's splicing. We're getting a separation there. Our model's hair is not totally dry, but we've been cutting hair dry, and you can see where the hair is a little bit more damp. Naturally, when you use the shear, it's going to actually cut a little bit more, because more hair is actually placed together in clumps. So when we go in there, we're going to actually be cutting more hair. That's why usually I like to cut hair dry, so it really allows us to see what we're doing. Again, we're just going to pick up, and I'm going to splice it. So splicing is we're going to go one way, and then the opposite way, and we're just going to create a very slight V, if you can imagine. As you can start seeing, by using the Intext shear, we're just using the rear of the shear. It's always slicing on that angle, but it's comfortable. The tool is designed for stylists. I'm going to now follow through. I'm placing disconnected, layering, we control. I'm picking up with this hand, and the scissor now, this guide here, I'm going to follow through, and that's how I get many different lengths. I'm just following. I can flat face in the front. So now if we want the hair to roll around,